Also, this month, I am still in a place and in the process of healing and taking time to heal. So, there has been an ongoing situation with me personally that has basically tuned me into the fact of me emotionally involving myself in things that aren't necessarily mine to own and don't necessarily need to be a part of my experience. This situation or these situations has caused me to be jealous, to feel sad, hurt, and angry. Ultimately, for a large portion of this month, if I'm to be completely honest, has been a month of depression. And having sat with these feelings and these thoughts all month, I have come to the realization that these behaviors and actions and mindsets of others do not affect me and don't have to affect me so long as I decide to not let them. Ultimately, it's the other person's lack of love or compassion and actions towards me, or actions in general, that these actions are not mine to own and have absolutely nothing to do with me. And for the first time in my life, I am actually starting to set emotional boundaries for myself. I have made it a vow and a plan to not get emotionally invested in things that are not mine things to deal with. I am choosing not to invest in these negative feelings any longer. I've come to the decision that it's not my problem. And at the end of the day, I'm going to choose to be happy and block out all of the crap that's around me. Meaning that I can still treat people with love and compassion, but not have to deal with the crappy feelings that some of their behaviors trigger inside of me. So while creating all of these emotional boundaries, I have basically built a system to where when I feel emotionally triggered by something, I take a few minutes to reset, remind myself that I don't want to feel those negative feelings, that I choose to be happy and to seek joy. And I remind myself that because of their actions, it has nothing to do with me, and that it is their crap to own, not mine. And ultimately, I toss the crap right back at them, not physically or verbally, but I choose to disengage with that type of behavior. And so far, it has honestly been like a complete 360 of how I've been feeling about myself and about the relationships that I have in my life. I have been a lot happier the last half of this month than the first half, and I can only say that it's only working for me. I will admit that at times, choosing to not take the crap is definitely hard, especially if it's a family member that triggers these feelings in me. But at the end of the day, still the issue is with them and not with me, and I choose to not own it. I'm still chatting with Mr. B, and we are doing just fine. And in this moment, I'm just having fun with him and enjoying his company, and I can't wait to continue things. I hope he feels the same way. In my mind, everything is going great, and I can't wait to spend some more time with him. I have noticed some more OCD symptoms this month, and mostly the OCD symptoms for me lately is taking on the form of me not being able to shut off my brain at night, which has definitely kept me up late at night worrying about certain situations and playing off different stories in my head. Basically the cycle of not having control of something or whatnot. And I have to say that a lot of these thoughts are definitely centered around the business and the upcoming season in the summer that we're going to be having. Even though I am at this point only handling trivial things, it still stresses me out because I am a people pleaser. I want to do the best that I can, and I put undue pressure on myself by basically saying that if I don't do things perfectly or correctly, ultimately it will be my fault that the business closes, which is not 100% true. So I can only imagine how the OCD symptoms will ramp up by the time that I handle much larger responsibilities. I'm trying to balance YouTube, I'm trying to balance my social life, and I'm trying to balance my personal life and my job life right now as well, which has been something that I've never been good at as far as balancing all of the things. I have still not joined another gym for 2 reasons. One being the fact that I am not wanting to be out in public in a public setting, exercise, have to worry about wearing a mask, and still in the back of my mind being concerned that I'm gonna catch something while the pandemic is still going on. And 2 is for the fact that I have really been enjoying not paying a gym membership fee, because quite frankly, after having come out of CrossFit, which was roughly about $140 a month, no, I'm not kidding, it's that expensive. It's been nice to have extra money in my bank account to help pay bills or to have funds for whatever I need in the moment. So I have actually joined Noom. And when I say joined, I use the term again very loosely because technically I have been using my mom's account to try to base her diet off of mine, which yet again, I know that you can't because each individual is different and every individual has their own plan and goals, I know. But at this point, I have not created my own profile, yet again because of money costs, but at this point in time, I am keeping track of the weight that I lose every day, or at least my weight for the day, and I've been trying to keep in mind the number of steps I take on a daily basis, which honestly, doing these simple steps and trying to focus on eating better foods such as veggies and fruits and drinking more water has helped. Overall, since starting the program, I've lost about 2 pounds. Yet again, that's not a whole lot of weight. I have been fluctuating in weight a lot. So at one point in the month, I had weighed about 2 or 3 pounds less than what I had within a week. And then I had gained some weight, lost some weight. Overall, the important part is that the general trend for me is a downward slope, and honestly, Noom has been kind of fun to use because they tackle the psychology of eating disorders or of maladaptive eating, and it's just a fun program to use because you are able to log what you eat in a day and you are able to keep track of the amount of calories, whether they be green, yellow, or red calories. On to the business related portion of this video. Obviously, like I said, the business is pretty slow right now due to the time of year it is. Typically, February for us is a very down period, meaning that not many customers are coming in, which is to be expected because no one really wants to go out in the cold to grab some food, and especially not to grab ice cream. And right now, my mom and I are working very closely behind the scenes to try to get ready for our upcoming season. And some of these changes that we're going to be implementing include having a new organizational system for our personal operating system, or our POS. We're changing some processes on how we're going to prepare some of the items that we have and serve. And honestly, this season we're going to be upping our prices a little bit. And we're also going to hopefully be getting some parking spot indicators, because up to this point, trying to operate a drive-through when you have 5 or 6 cars in line is pretty challenging. And unfortunately, because we do make our food cooked to order, unfortunately, there are significant wait periods, and not having a place for people to pull off and wait for their food has definitely proven to be a significant downfall. We have lost several customers due to increased wait times and not even being able to put in their orders in a timely manner. So that is one thing that we're working on for sure. And the last thing, which yet again, not even our kids know about at this point, and I don't even know if it's going to happen as soon as we start the season or not, but my mom and I have definitely talked about getting some handheld devices to go along with our POS system in order for us to take orders while people are waiting in line. So much like Chick-fil-A, we would be able to go to your car, take your order, take your payment, and at that point have all of the tickets ready to be completed by the time you pull up and into a parking space. Since around Christmas time, our lobby has been closed, and February has not been any different. Our lobby is still closed to customers during COVID, and honestly this has been hard on me for a couple of reasons. We do have several customers that are regulars that enjoy using our bathroom because they are either postal service people or they are truck delivery people, and knowing that our location is closed to them to not be able to use the restroom after a long days of work is kind of heavy on my heart. But at the end of the day, we have to keep everyone safe, and unfortunately this is one of the inconvenient means of trying to do so. And unfortunately, because of all of the changes that Mom and I are implementing, or at least starting to work towards, there has been a change in the undercurrent environment at our place. And a lot of that undercurrent, I feel, is coming from the fact of so much change and some of our employees and staff being unwilling and fearful of trying to venture into the unknown. And this for me is very frustrating because I too completely understand not wanting to change and wanting things to remain the same. However, I feel at this point in time, not yet knowing exactly how these changes are going to look and if they're actually going to be efficient, trying to be open to them, it's frustrating knowing that I want and my family wants the best for the business, and at this point in time it means changing processes and just trying to implement more efficient means of getting the job done. Which kind of brings me to another point, because this month again I have surprised myself with being as open as change as I have been. And it's a pleasant surprise because I too am a control freak. I love things remaining the same and status quo, and I've never used to be able to handle so much change until now, until all of these changes are being implemented at the shop. And I have a feeling that me being so open to all of these changes are most likely due to the fact of me being in somewhat control of the change and having some control in the final decisions as to what we are changing. And I would be lying to say that with all of these changes that are currently being worked out and with the undercurrent of unhappiness at the shop, I definitely say that I'm starting to get very nervous for the opening season. And my primary reason for being nervous is the fact of me being concerned that we're not going to be able to meet up to our customer standards. And there's a couple of different spin-offs to that. One concern is due to the price increases. Another concern is the new processes, because yet again, we have yet to really work out any kinks that there could be. We have started trying to at least rearrange some things and try to get our employees and ourselves used to having things put in different locations and just trying to open up to that a little bit more. But yet again, we haven't worked out any serious or had any serious kinks come to our knowing yet. And the last spinoff is the concern that somehow we'll disappoint our customers because of our increasing in popularity. I know in the back of my mind that our business is starting to become more of a interest to customers even outside of our local township, which is both exciting and somewhat terrifying. I'm concerned that our business will be built up so much and praised so much that when new customers outside of our township actually come, they'll be somehow disappointed with being let down by our service or just not meeting the expectations of others building us up. All of these issues and concerns and the undercurrent of unhappiness has definitely made me unmotivated to want to be at the shop this month. A large portion of that unmotivation is definitely from anxiety, and with all of the changes and me being responsible for implementing and creating some of these changes, there's definitely the stress portion of everything as well. And knowing that we're going to be working on a timeline to try to get everything done by March 1st and April 1st, things have been definitely stressful, to say the least. Again, I know in the back of my mind that my 4-day a week work schedule is slowly coming to an end, and it hurts my heart, because having only worked 4 days a week has definitely given me the opportunity to have freedom, to be able to create videos, to basically do what I want, and have the freedom to just relax and enjoy life, which is the first time that has really ever happened for me. And unfortunately, the largest point, or the largest part of me not wanting to be at the shop, is definitely due to my weight. Over the last several years, I have definitely gotten myself in a physical state that has, in short, made me very miserable and making life not fun and enjoyable at all. Because of my weight, it's really hard for me to walk, stand, do work for an excessive amount of time, because at the end of the night my feet end up hurting and my back ends up hurting, and by the end of the night not only am I hurting, I'm grumpy because I'm hurting, and I always get frustrated because I know that I have to do it all again the next day. It's kind of funny, not funny, because typically at the end of the night I'll come home, I'll sit on my couch for a little bit, and then simple tasks like going to the bathroom ends up being so hard because I end up having to do a shuffle because I end up so stiff, which only makes my frustration even more. And to be honest, it's super embarrassing to even admit that I have gotten myself into this really uncomfortable position. If you've been watching my videos and staying up to date with it, you can definitely see that in my Valentine's Day vlog, I am definitely a hefty girl. And to be honest, this body is a lot better than the body that I had a year ago. But I still have to remain positive. I'm starting new, and I want to see where that journey takes me. Obviously, I still have goals of wanting to go back to the gym at some point, just not now. And during the summer it will be better because I will be taking more steps. I'll be working longer hours, so hopefully organically I'll be able to lose some weight as well. So let's get to the fun stuff of this video, and let's talk about some of my favorites this month. My first favorite actually being a channel here on YouTube called Pocketful of Primary. It's run by a teacher who lives in Maryland, and to be honest, it is just nothing but a positive channel with all kinds of happy vibes. Her videos are nothing short of goals, and when it comes to organization, if you're a new starting teacher, definitely give her channel a chance because she is super interesting. Her vlogs are super fun. Of course, they're kind of long because she does vlog her entire week, which I enjoy. And overall, it's just a happy environment to watch her videos. So I highly recommend that you go check out her videos, and I will most likely link her channel in the description box below. So another favorite when it comes to clothing items are some gray sweatpants that I'd gotten from Old Navy for Christmas. They're super comfortable, they're fleecy, they're nice and warm, which has been nice over the last month considering how cold it is here, and it's just good to bum around every single day in. And another clothing item that I've been enjoying recently would be my white pom-pom sweater. If you've been watching my videos, it makes a very fabulous appearance on my pros and cons of Facebook dating video. If you like that sweater, I will try to link it down below, but at this point, I don't know if it's even still available because I had gotten it several months ago. I've been enjoying Bath & Body Works Fresh Cut Lilacs hand soap, and I've been living for their Cherry Blossom shower gel and perfume as of late as well. Obviously, I have to mention Noom because I've spent a large portion of my free time looking up articles, looking at recipes, focusing on health and that sort of thing. So obviously it had to get a mention. And I've been surprised in the fact that one of my favorite addictions is actually considered a green food on Noom. Little did I know that Gold Peak sweet teas, when it comes in a little bottle, is actually a green food, and it's not considered a totally unhealthy option, which is excellent for me because I love my sweet tea and I cannot wait until I can enjoy them in the summertime when they're just out of the fridge, nice and cool and refreshing. It's gonna make summertime a little bit sweeter. See what I did there? And another food that I found out is actually green that my store sells is Dole Whip. Now you might know Dole Whip from Disney World because that's one of their classic go-tos or one of their featured items that many people enjoy. And Dole Whip is basically frozen fruit juice. And yet again, thankfully for me, Dole Whip is considered to be a green food, and I have been living for that sweet treat. I have a sweet tooth, and anything that I can put sweet into my mouth and curb any addictions or curb any cravings is definitely a winner for me. So far this month I've had cherry, which is one of my favorites, and watermelon. Still not sure about the watermelon. It definitely has a different taste, but some people might really enjoy it. I've been playing an app on my phone called Chain Cube. Again, overall this month has definitely been on a huge learning curve for me. I'm still trying to break those bad habits and patterns that I'm identifying in my life, and I'm trying to create boundaries that do need to be put into place. I am looking forward to March because it is going to be the start of our season when things are going to pick up. It's going to be fun to try to implement the new chains to hopefully see that the changes are working and making our business even more efficient and fun to be in. And as of right now, I am planning on doing a lot of business related videos next month. Not knowing if I'm actually going to try to take my channel in that direction. To be honest, I do have a direction that I want to take my channel. I'm just not ready to go forward with that just yet. But I want to put up these videos just for future reference for any viewers that might resonate with this information that I share. And in March, I am definitely planning on getting my own Noom subscription, just to try to help track my progress a little bit better and to try to gain some motivation and successes on my own. Yes, I have been able to accomplish some of my goals and manifestations, which did end up on a 4-page list, double columned. And I think going forward, I'm going to try to focus on just a couple of goals / manifestations per month to try to make accomplishing them a little bit more realistic. Hopefully going this route will make my progress even more sustainable, and hopefully I'll be able to accomplish even more at the end of the year. And with all of that being said, that is my February recap. I know it was a little bit long-winded, but to be honest, this month was a lot more in depth and a lot more involved than what last month was. So it'll be interesting to see what March brings. I'm looking forward to it. If you managed to stick around for the entirety of the video, I definitely appreciate you guys. It only helps my channel grow, and I hope that I can bring some enjoyment to you guys as well. Until next time, I hope that you guys remember to live faithfully, lead courageously, and to love unconditionally. And I will see you guys next time. Bye.